So we're gonna be going over this replay. Requested by Dear Spirit. So actually, like I said, I don't need to add him since we're not gonna be doing live coaching. With most people I do live coaching, but with this guy in particular because he has time constraints. We're doing this where he just sends me IDs and I go over them on my stream and he'll watch them later. Alright, so heading into this game, alright, first thing we look at, this is what I do, right, with other people. You asked me for a bit of a team approach on this one, so it's going to be a bit different. I'm going to talk quite a bit about picks and what needs to happen right before we actually even head into the game. A lot of things you need to realize. So the first thing to look at is the two lineups. What do you notice from Radiant? What do you notice from Dire? So in Radiant we've got Jakiro, solid support, wave clear, decent push ability. Lycan, heavy pushing hero, like one of the best pushing heroes there is. Chaos Knight, not a very strong hero right now. Tanky, has a stun, has, you know, okay frontline, not really the best team fighter, but yeah, just tanky. Dazzle, a lot of sustain. Looks like that was their mid. Or no, I guess Dazzle, Jakiro were supports, yeah. So Dazzle, great sustain. Enigma, huge team fight, can go both ways, right? He can go team fight build where he aims for playing the late game. You know, when you got Ags, BKB, Refresher, Octarine, like basically play around Black Hole, or you can not play around Black Hole and you can go for aura items and push with the team. So anyway, the moment you see Jakiro, Lycan, and Dazzle, you should already be thinking, okay, they have potential for early push. Even with Lycan alone, to be honest, but Lycan plus anything resembling pushing and sustain means they have the potential to like group early, run you over. Okay, so what's good against push? Well, deep push, obviously, wave clear. Looking at your team, that is something that's definitely lacking, alright? Pango is somewhat okay against Lycan because Swashbuckle is physical damage, so it kills the wolves. Alright, they have not very high HP, but a lot of magic resist. Swashbuckle is kind of okay, but yeah, it's like, well, what are your actual deep push spells, you know? Because Swashbuckle, it's also Pango's escape, so it's not great. If you use it to do damage, they can actually go on you afterwards. Earth Spirit's kick, it's something, right? 300 damage at max level, 2k distance, it's something, but I wouldn't exactly call it great. Because the AoE is very narrow, it's difficult to hit all the units with it. Crystal Maiden's Nova, it's again not great. It's AoE damage, but damage is low. The radius is big, but the range is low, so if she gets close enough to cast it, it can get jumped. Also, looks like, you know, he didn't level it early at all, which is very questionable. Sanister doesn't really offer anything. Arcane Curse, he does laughable damage when it comes to, you know, clearing waves. Void also, no poking ability, no, like, he can either like full on commit or nothing. So what are your supports good at then? Because we talk about what they're good at, right? Sustain, push, group, they have okay team fight, they're tanky. Okay, what are you guys good at then? Alright, so Earth Spirit, CM, these supports, heavy magic damage, good for fights, skirmishes. CM Aura, gives everyone mana. Pango, same thing. So we got these three heroes, Pango, Earth Spirit, CM, they're good at like, their ideal scenario is to have these like small fights, small ganks, not 5v5 necessarily, but like one by one, you know, heroes coming in, coming out, you're jumping in, rolling out, getting one guy, that kind of stuff. And obviously all three do nothing to pierce BKB. Then you have Void, who is good against BKB, so that's nice. Void is like your late game trump card. Like Void is the carry here. Void gives you that big team fight. If they do group up, Void is what should discourage them. And I assume this was a mid Silencer. Yeah, this Silencer kind of... His ult is similar, right? Like it's good when they group up. Silencer's ult is also great for catching slippery heroes, which they have none of, right? Like Storm Ember, etc. They don't have anything like that, so... You know, Lycan and Chaos Knight, they don't really care about getting silenced, right? Especially Lycan is probably the one hero in the game that cares the least about getting silenced, because you just pre-click everything. You pre-click the wolves, you pre-click the ult, and the howl, and then you go in, and you don't need to cast anything afterwards. So it doesn't care about getting silenced. Enigma, sure, you can counter Black Hole, but I don't. That's why you guys picked it. I don't know. Yeah, maybe it was like a last pick Silencer. The thing is, mid Silencer is not a great counter to Enigma. Reason for that is very simple. If you're a support Silencer, you can afford to sit back and, you know, basically not go into the fight unless Enigma does a Black Hole, then you press global and you cancel it, right? So like Enigma doesn't want to go in until you use global, and you don't want to go in until Enigma uses Black Hole, because otherwise if he catches you, you're fucked, right? You can't use the global. So a position 5 Silencer with no items, he can be on the other side of the map, he could be pushing waves, he could be in Fountain, whatever. He can do that job. But if your Silencer is mid, that's your second highest net worth hero, well in this case third, but it's your mid hero, he needs to do damage, etc. He can't afford to not be there and to be AFK in the Fountain, right? Like he needs to attack people and stuff. Which means he can't hide, which means puts him in danger of actually getting caught in the Black Hole himself. And that... yeah, ruins his plan basically. That makes it difficult to be the counter to this Enigma. You do have the nice combo, which is Chrono into Global. That prevents the Dazzle from graving anyone, saving them in the Chrono, although he did get Greaves. Let's see at which moment. Well, it's quite late, so until 26... No, it's actually not that late. I guess they got a bunch of towers. Yeah, that's pretty fast. Before the Greaves, he cannot save anyone with Grave in the Chrono, so that's kind of cool. You guys don't really have much damage to lay into the Chrono though, apart from the Void. Again, the long range is really lacking. So it's like maybe a Maiden ulti if the Chrono was like right next to her, that could potentially work. So period from the draft, I mean item builds, again before actually heading into the game. It kind of looks like you guys are way too concerned with this Enigma and not concerned enough with the push and the Lycan. I mean, Lycan is the scariest hero on their team by far. What items are good against Lycan? Well, first big one is Crimson Guard, which Pango could have gone for. I'm not sure. The Basher doesn't really do a whole lot here. Potentially can cancel the Black Hole through BKB, but it's like so niche and unreliable that like you're spending 3k gold on that. Yeah, it's not worth it. And he was going for Ags. I also don't see how Ags would have changed anything, right? Because if you're not killing people in the Chrono, then chances are you lost the fight anyway. And the Ags doesn't help you kill people in the Chrono. This is what we talk about. They have a lot of sustain between the Dazzle and the Lycan with Dominator and Vlads. Lifesteal from Chaos Knight. You need to be bursting them, right? You can't have this drawn out fight. Most importantly, you need to be bursting this Dazzle, right? If you catch him in the Chrono, he can't grave himself, obviously. The fight gets easy from there. So yeah, I would like to see maybe a Crimson on this Pango to make you guys tankier against Chrono, or let's say a Spirit Vessel that would provide some damage or help you kill people, right, again in the Chrono. But some kind of team items, because no one else can buy those on the team. As an Earth Spirit, you don't have money, and well, actually, Vessel is very good on Earth Spirit. Yeah, you could have at least had gone for the urn. You should be going for Vessel on Earth Spirit. I'm not sure if you would have been able to get it though. I like the Euls on CM. That's a very useful item always. Sanacer's build is like all over the place. Midas, definitely not the play here to go Midas. Way too slow, right? If the Midas pays off and the game goes late, you're fine anyway, because like you have a void, right? So it's gonna be fine. You have Bango, like you scale well into the late game. I would say it definitely favors you. Like Enigma is the only like good late game hero they have basically. Void can easily carry this, let's put it that way. So if it does go late, you have no issues. Like you don't need to be mega fat with Sanacer to warrant this Midas. And yeah, if you lose early, then the Midas doesn't do shit, right? Because it's just a waste of. So as on the Sanacer, you definitely should have gone for like stronger early game items. Just something to be strong as soon as possible. What could that have been? Well, honestly, anything that gives you intelligence, anything but the Midas, right? You go Shadowblade, you can rush the Pike, right? Have more attack range. I mean, Orchid is weird. Aghanims, right? They changed it a couple times. Aghanims now makes your third spell AoE. That is actually quite strong as a deep push tool. I think that would have been pretty good there. Yeah. Last word becomes AoE ability. You can use that to deep push. Yeah, that would have been quite strong. Axe potentially. I don't know if you're afraid of Lycan, Shivas, right? Again, this Gold Scepter, it doesn't do anything. Like Necro actually purges it. So if you find yourself thinking about Gold Scepter, like it's so rare. I see it a lot, but it's actually so rare that Gold Scepter is the right call. Like think about it, you're the mid hero, you're supposed to deal damage, and you buy an item that disarms you for 4 seconds, right? Just to maybe survive. Like it's not good, not good. Sanacer is bad against Lycan, obviously. Like you can't counterplay him much. That's why you have to just do as much damage as possible and hope you win the fights, you know, with the chrono, and like offense is your best defense basically in that case. Yeah. So yeah, Pure from draft is not looking great unless you can secure Void an amazing game and he carries you. Well, let's see how the game actually went.
Your turn to prepare for battle.
This one is in the back.
So I'm still gonna focus on the game from your perspective. But yeah, I'll talk about team play also. General rule as Earth Spirit. There's basically no 2-hero combination that can get a kill at level 1. You know, that involves Earth Spirit. No matter what your offlane, so yeah, simply put, no matter what your offlaner is, you're not gonna have kill potential at level 1. So it's generally better to start on the safe lane as an Earth Spirit, because at least if you're 3 heroes, you have higher chances of you know, doing something. So okay, Sanacer actually comes, so you do end up being 3 heroes, that's great, and you get the first blood, alright. That is the other way to do it, that is the other way to do it. I didn't expect that, to be honest, that's good. So it's a mid Lycan, huh? Unfortunately for Sanacer, he did start with Curse for that kill, so now he doesn't have Glaives at level 1, but yeah. Should be crushing that mid lane anyway. So you get level 2, you TP top. Instant rotation. Quick, easy kill on Enigma, that's awesome. Dazzle gets Brave. CM does that, I'm not sure. I don't think CM had to die here. Like right here, I think you just roll on him the moment he gets frostbitten. Don't think you have to lead with the kick necessarily, but. Oh, you're okay, so you're out of mana, but late on the mango, whatever, CM died. That's a small thing, who cares, man. Okay, now, wait, what's going on here? So, we just talked about this, how you gotta kill bottom and 2 kills top, and in all 3 of those situations, it was 3 versus 1, right? That's what you wanna do with Earth Spirit. That's how you get kills as Earth Spirit. Like, you need to have 3 heroes, like, in the first couple minutes. Now, like, what's going on here? It's not 3 versus 1, it's not 2 versus 1, it's 2 versus 2. And you're rolling in. First of all, if this is Dazzle, like, it's very risky to roll like this, because if he sidesteps it, where are you gonna end up? Under the tower. And like, pretty much dead for sure. You do manage to hit it, but I mean, now you're just dead, right? Like, well, how is Void gonna help you? And where is CM? Well, all the way over there, because she just respawned.
Where are you watching? That's how it's done.
Yeah, so Void gets some nice bashes. Holy shit, okay. So he does end up helping out. But that's just, I mean, how many times did he bash him there? Like, that was actually ridiculous.
Where are you watching?
First hit bash, so 1 out of 2, he hit him 1 at a time. 1 out of 3. 2 out of 4. 3 out of 5 hits are bashes. 16% chance, my ass. Like, this play works out, but come on, I mean, someone could do the math on that. But that's ridiculous. 3 out of 5 bashes. So anyway, Void bails you out here, but that was like definitely your mistake, not the time to roll there. Now you're close to boot money, you should definitely grab like boots. Oh no, okay. As Earth Spirit, you're not getting much money in the beginning. When you get 500 gold, get those boots, right? Because you might regret it otherwise, if you don't get a chance later. So mid's not going great. For some reason, Silencer is leveling up Arcane Curse instead of Glaives. Really not sure why. If he wins this lane, it's gonna be with Glaives. And Lycan is like the least spell spamming hero there is. Like, he has literally 1 spell on a 30-second cooldown. So what the fuck is the point of the curse? Yeah. I guess his idea is that kind of helps him kill the wolves, maybe? I'm not sure, but yeah, it really doesn't. So rotation just doesn't work. This guy has 1000 HP. And I mean, it can work if Silencer, you know, is fucking leveling up his glaives and has a bunch of int racked up. Yeah.
Play a bit harder next time. Earth's bounty.
So we're trying to make a move bottom, obviously no way. Both these guys are super tanky, CK is tanky, GK is tanky. Now you TP top. I mean, you do get the bounties, which is fine. Action breaks out top, you TP there to help. CM is far away. You have to roll. You get the slow on him. CM close distance, nice, another very good kill. This should maybe be a double kill. Oh, if Void dies, that's really bad though. Okay, Void dies. Was his time up just... he was fine if he just time walks here. I'm not sure why he doesn't time walk. Like he definitely had a enough time to time walk. Yeah. Oh well. That's very costly because you make a move and then Void dies. Like, yeah, something. But yeah, what's going on right now is basically your top lane is going okay. Let's say you're winning it. But although that's a bit of a stretch, it's like it's a decent lane. Yeah, but mid and bottom are losing hard. Right, Lycan is free farming, CK is free farming.
Try a bit harder next
Just as I say that, Pango managed to kill him. I guess some lucky shot procs. That's very good.
Try a bit harder next time.
But yeah, still if you look at net worths, it's, you know, it's not amazing. I mean, you guys are doing a good job. I think honestly their lanes are stronger and you're outplaying them quite a bit, so like that's what makes it even-ish, but it's still a bit worrying. And yeah, I think it's also worrying that Silencer is
Dire's middle tower
keeping the strongest bow at level 1. This is like his timing, pretty standard, like he gets Dominator, he gets ulti, dies mid. Normally, you dive mid from the side lane. In this case, he is actually the one who's already mid, so he just dies mid. There's absolutely nothing Silencer can do against this play, not even TP out if he has a different creep. How do you deal with this? Well, you need a hero there that can actually do something about it. So, Pango, but even that's like not great. That's why you guys don't have the greatest heroes, but basically need, I don't know, 3-4 heroes as much as it takes to prevent this move, because now like the game, Lycan blows this game open, right? Like kills the enemy mid, your mid, and takes the tier 1 tower. And now look what happens with the net worth. So basically this is a big spike, instant 2k gold lead, and this move is very predictable. Like Lycan pretty much always does this. So for example, yeah, instead of using the chrono to kill this Enigma for the 4th time, you can use that chrono to slow down the Lycan. Right, that's one way to deal with it. And yeah, I'm also not sure why Silencer don't have boots, but
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Pango dies bottom again. I mean, there's no way you're like that far out as Pango trading hits with Swashbuckle on cooldown. If you use, like, this is your escape spell, the moment this is on cooldown, you just gotta chill until it's back up, because otherwise they just go on you and you can't escape. Pretty simple. So we saw what happened last time Lycan used ult. It's 2.8% chance. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I think that case didn't really matter which hits were the bashes exactly, but that chance is really low for that. So we saw what happened last time. Lycan, you know, used his ult. He killed a core and he got a tower solo, and it's coming back off cooldown, right? So that's, he will try the same thing, maybe on a different lane, maybe on mid again, and you guys need to be prepared for that. Enigma rushed Necro. Very interesting. Void almost kills himself by killing it. Does manage to time walk the damage. Now they want to dive him. Silencer rotation. So chances are, remember what I just said about the Lycan, chances are he's going to be running top now. If he's a good player. Oh, looks like he just decides to farm jungle instead. I guess he's waiting for his Necro to get delivered. But yeah, Lycan is having an absolutely free time. Okay, now ETP stop. Right, this fight breaks out, now ETP stop. Let's see how you guys approach the fight. Okay, you kill the supports. Still got Chrono and Pango Leer ult. Now you see the Lycan here. What should happen is fuck this Enigma, go on the Lycan. Alright, so the Chrono does go onto Lycan, that's good. We get the Chainstone with the rolling boulder. I mean with the Pango ult. Oh my god, he's one hit. Alright, that's so sad. I think the Swashbuckle actually misses him. So you guys do execute it quite nicely. You target the Enigma, can immediately go after the Lycan. you know, after Chrono, perfect chain with the roll. I think Pango misses his swashbuckle here, and that's why Lycan ends up surviving. 100 HP. Yeah. Which is super unfortunate, because that kill was very important. Yeah, now CK rotates. CK, who by the way hasn't done anything this game, rotates with his power treads and fucking like 2,000 gold, 2.5k gold actually unspent, right in the stash, and yeah. So yeah, this is super costly because this is where Lycan should die. Doesn't die. Void does die. Yeah. Not great. Silencer still walking around without boots.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
When you have a big spell like this Chrono on a massive cooldown, 160 seconds, you need to think, the same way I was talking about the Lycan ult, what's he gonna do with it? You also need to think, he's more silent barefoot, yeah. You need to think what hero they want to kill with this spell, right? What's gonna be the most useful, right? Because yeah, you could kill the support always as a Void, right? But that's not gonna win you the game, right? So you need to think which enemy hero is most dangerous right now. So clearly the Lycan, and that's the hero you want to try and kill with the Chrono. And as a team, you guys need to think how can we set that up, right? Who needs to go with the Void? Could do a smoke? Do we, like, let's say, you know, classic move would be Pango shoves a wave and Void smokes with the supports, runs to the Pango while Silencer is showing on a different wave, so it's not too obvious.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, right now you guys are trading some farm, but again, Lycan just farms way faster than your heroes. Trading farm is not ideal. And yeah, also you don't wanna like start thinking about this move when the Chrono is up. You wanna think about it before the Chrono is up, and you know, set it up basically, right? Hey, what happens here? Pango gets ganked, right? You supports TP to help, that's cool. Doesn't use a swashbuckle for some reason, whatever. They commit the black hole. Okay, great. Now this TP by Void is really bad. Right, like, you just lost your strongest hero, like at the moment, which is the Pango. He's like, this is his timing, he's strongest right now. He just died. Enemies are grouped up. What are they gonna do? They're gonna push. Yeah? Pretty obvious. Are you gonna fight without the Pango? No. I mean, you shouldn't. I mean, I guess he does a buyback. Maybe that's the plan, but unless that's the plan, you know, Void TP's here, he can't farm, he's gonna have to back off in the jungle or something. Yeah, so he does actually cancel it. There's no buyback. And another big point with these big spells, not just the big spells though, like any fight. If the enemies catch you off guard, if you're reacting, it's a bad fight. Like, this is a golden rule. Always try to make the enemy react, and, you know, try to avoid being the one that's reacting. It's very rare that you're gonna get a super good Chrono after the enemies, you know, surprise you and initiate on you. If you're baiting, that's something else, but you want the move to be your idea, basically. So you get some lucky bashes, commits Chrono on the CK, does get the kill, but like we talked about, it's not really the one he should be targeting right now. So you guys actually managed to kill the Lycan because he's chilling without his ult. And I just want to mention, I really don't understand CM's thought process. Like how do you have 1 point? I mean, how do you have 0 points in Nova at level 6 against, you know, any hero with summons, really? Like, just even look at this situation. Like, you have absolutely no wave clear. Like, there's these Necros and Eidolons are just gonna kill her. Like, yeah, there's Ice Path and more stuff coming in, but for the most part, there's like 0 deep or 0 wave clear ability. Zero way to get gold, you know. So bottom, you guys dive the Lycan with the Bango roll, get some nice bashes, ends up being an easy kill, and you escape. So you do manage to kill him. Like, that's his mistake for being in a really bad spot, but that's a very, very huge kill. And honestly, now the CK, so they're like kind of chain feeding. This Void's getting a lot of kills, Void's getting fat, Void is actually catching up to the Lycan. So at this stage, like with these throws, CK dying twice in a row and Lycan also dying, all kills going to the Void, that's basically the best case scenario for, like, that's a gigantic throw by them. And now you guys are in a pretty decent spot to win the game, basically. Void is queuing up the Maelstrom, I mean the Mjolnir, which I like. So Mjolnir is the best item to defend against the big pushes. Unfortunately, enemies are hitting your tier 2, so you guys are getting this tower after the kills, that's great. What is everyone else doing? So Azure Spirit, like after this kill, let's see. After this kill, like I'm gonna pause right here, right? Does this look like a situation where they're gonna defend the tower? Like, obviously not. You kill 2 heroes, 5 versus 3, you got the tower surrounded, it's a tier 1 anyway. Like, this tower is gone. You don't need to do 80 damage right clicks to help the team, right? You're trying to cut some trees. Like, at this point it should be more than obvious that the tower is gone, so you and Crystal Maiden have absolutely no business being here. Should be running out to shove other waves. So enemy team shows a mid Enigma with Eidolons, with Illusion Rune. You guys smoke. Not sure why you would smoke when Chrono's on cooldown. Sanister's kind of been AFK farming the entire time. And now you guys, whoa shit guys, they're at their tier 2 with like a billion creeps and illusions and Eidolons and Jakiro. Like this is late, right? Like you need to be more aware of the map. Like you can't just be with the whole team on bottom lane for a good 1 or 2 minutes and expect that enemies are not gonna push any of the other lanes, right? If you look back, your mid was shoving in. This is all stuff that happened, but you guys didn't really notice. Like Jakiro was actively pushing this wave. Get the Cardi stacked up. Enigma Illusion comes in. Now Enigma shows up, right? 16-10. Now it's more than ultra obvious that they're gonna push mid. And the moment that you guys look at mid and what's going on is basically when they start hitting the tower, which is too late. So like 20 seconds later, yeah, now you're like, oh shit, they're at the tower. Yeah, with all the everything and Necros. I don't know if you have Glyph, I guess it's cooldown, but the tower just melts. Yeah, so even if you do manage to get a good fight or whatever, the tower is dead before you get there, and that's really like costly, it shouldn't happen. Void is TPing. Like this TP, I mean he could just die there, I don't know what enemies are doing, but yeah. Bango gets caught. Global comes out a bit late, and you guys just run. So not only did you not defend the tower, you went back with the whole team, didn't defend the tower, used Global, and then they're still running away. So what was the point of, well, everything? Yeah, the silencer ends up dying. You still fight afterwards. So this is where you guys just weren't clear on what you're supposed to do, and that's why now, okay, these kind of chronos are trying to save the CM or something, I don't know, but simple rule, like I said, don't use chrono as a reaction, right? Chrono needs to be when you're planning to fight, you're trying to do something, then you go in with chrono. Because chances are you're not gonna have enough damage to kill them after your team dies, and then you commit the chrono basically. The Dazzle's right outside. Even if you do kill this Lycan, which you shouldn't, because there's a grave. Yeah, there you go. Now we have no chrono, and if you lose a fight like this outside of the base, like, it's just basically game over, right? Because it's probably Rax. I have no idea why they back off, to be honest.
Middle tower is under attack.
Like, enemies really pussy out here for no reason. They're scared of an Earth Spirit buyback. And I mean, Lycan tanks the tower, that's why he drops. He could also just not tank the tower. He's regenerating 25 HP per second. He can be given a tangle. Dazzle can heal him. I don't know. No, there was no reason for him to back. They could have easily taken this tower. You guys have no glyph. Okay, yeah, now he actually walks back in. Yeah. Tower drops so fast.
Tower has fallen.
And yeah, now obviously, again, another net worth spike up for them. Also, you might ask what went wrong here. Well, what went wrong is me not pushing waves. If you replay this whole moment, and I think this is probably the most important part of the replay. We can watch a little bit more, but I would say this is the defining moment. This is why it's always important to push waves. It needs to be in your mind. Always push waves, especially against lineups like these. Don't waste time running around. Don't leave your only wave clear ability unskilled. That's so bad. You need to push waves. Don't let the enemies just group. Like, it's too late when they're at the tower. Once they arrive at this tower with a billion summons and all set up around it, it's too late to defend. Okay?
Radiant's
So
bottom tower
you need to be prepared, right? This is the part where you need to, like, kill these Eidolons as he spawns them. Maybe set up one ward to the left or to the right, so you have a bit more space to maneuver if they do decide to commit for this fight. You have to be prepared. And if you are just too late, like here,
Dire's middle tower.
at this point, this is the moment we need to realize, okay, this tower is gone. Okay, it's too late to defend this. Like, it's not a play, like, TPing 5 heroes to the same tower, it doesn't work. Maybe if you had, like, one of those heroes that's very good at defending, frontliners like Tidehunter, Timbersaw, like some Bristleback, some unkillable hero. Again, they should have been there before the enemies arrive, but let's say, you know, okay, maybe you could TP that hero in front, then everyone else, like, in that, you know, behind or whatever, and try. But with your heroes, like this tower, it's too late now. So just TP
Is under attack.
Pango and Earth Spirit. I mean, you guys are already there, right? So just let them have it and try to clear the creeps so that they don't go high ground. That's it. It's just this part, I guess you guys kind of panicked because you didn't... It's not clear, like, whether you're gonna fight or not. It doesn't look like a clearly thought out play. I mean, you kind of shouldn't because there's no chrono. Also, Silencer, I don't know what he's doing, he's not there. Also, I mean, come on, 17 minutes in, level 6. At least if you had Crystal Maiden ulti, I think it could have gotten something done. But yeah, you gotta make the plan, right? Like, if you're gonna take this fight, then use the global aggressively, right? I could actually see you guys taking this fight if you execute it well. Like right now, Boulder Smash on Lycan, Silencer ult, Swashbuckle into Rolling Thunder, Void TP's in, starts right clicking him. Like you can maybe kill the Lycan. Or you can do all of that to the Enigma. That's much safer, right? That's a guaranteed kill for sure. Yeah, if you kill one hero, then their push is most likely gonna be stopped. But yeah, so Void TP's but then jumps out. You go back. Pango goes in. Scott alone. Tries to roll. Silence comes in after they've used like all their spells, and after Pango's at 200 HP. Alright, again, you need to be using these spells on your accord, not to react. Global sucks when they go on you, because the fact that they've gone on you means that they've already used their spells that matter, right? Global is good when you go on them, right? CM can literally just walk in to the whole team, Frostbite ulti someone. If there's a global, they can't do anything, right? She gets 20 armor from the ult, so they can't really just decide to beat her down, because 20 armor and it slows their attack speed and shit. And they can't cancel it because they're silenced, right? See how even just level 6 CM with 0 items can make use of the global to initiate the fight. But if they go on the CM and then use global, she's dead, right? Because she dies to like 1 CK crit or whatever. So it needs to be you setting up the fight. You guys need to be prepared for this kind of stuff. And yeah, after this whole sequence, they get a huge lead. And from here, even if they do stupid stuff, right? Like they feed more kills. I mean, you guys also feed kills. And Lycan uses ulti after he's dead to run away. I mean, at this point, there's just like a lot of random shit. Let's actually replay. Like, how did you guys find yourselves there? What were you even trying to accomplish? Right. So you defended their push. Well, I mean, they took the tower, but then you forced them away. You kill one Dazzle, and now you're like, okay, let's get on the aggressive guys. First, let's just look at this top bar. See all those rhombuses? 4 of them, 4 ultis on cooldown. 1 ulti is not even skilled. 3 minutes later, CM is still not level, hasn't leveled up. 0 ultis available, and you guys are running into the enemy jungle for what? So if they're running there, why are you on the right side as our spirit? I mean, it should just be, this move should be done together. Doesn't even have wards to place, right? And you have 2 wards here, perfectly good wards. So why would you run into the area where you don't have vision instead of running into the area where you do have vision? Right? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, if the plan was to get a kill, then like, should be together, but also like, you know that they're gonna react again, no ultis, so this whole move is like so weird. Silencer is a DD, so it almost works out, but like CM literally just died. Both CM and Silencer just died to summons. Like, no one is actually attacking them. They're dying to Eidolons. That's like the funny thing. Eidolons and Necro, because the Eidolons are boosted by the Thunder. That was crazy fight, and like, what is the purpose of this fight? Like, you're not. If you were trying to get the mid tower, I'm gonna rewind like 30 seconds. Is anyone defending the mid tower right now? No. So you just go and hit the mid tower. Like this is a huge throw, this move right here. And like Void wasn't even there. Right? Even if Void wants to join the fight. I mean, Void is like wondering, do I hit the tower? Do I run into the fight? What do I do? By the time Void reaches the fight, he jumps into the fight. 2 of his teammates are dead, and the other 2 are half HP. And the only one that died was one support, which, you know, who bought back, so...
is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So yeah, just super disorganized, now you're all dead. So they can just march down mid again and... well, finish what they started.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
They get scared, I guess because you have Chrono, but they can just Rosh
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
if they wanna.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
At least this time you're under your words, but
Radiant's middle tower
it looks like deja vu,
is under
like,
attack.
I don't know, like, it's like... you guys want to do anything but hit the tower, like... okay, you're grouped up, they're not defending, just hit the fucking tower, what's the big deal? Like, everyone's running around,
Dire's bottom tower
doing anything but attacking the tower, attacking illusions, chasing illusions instead of attacking the tower.
is under attack.
Silencer makes one hit on the tower, and that's it. Now they move.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Bang just dies.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Was I'm really don't know why Void is going BKB all of a sudden instead of the Mjolnir. I don't see how BKB will change anything. What does it actually prevent? It's like Ice Path, that's it. The only spell that's prevented by BKB is Ice Path. And your problem is not that Void is getting stunned, your problem is you have not enough damage. He actually would have Mjolnir by now because this is 2.6k gold. The club and the hammer is 2.6k gold, he has 400 on top. Going from Maelstrom to Mjolnir is 3k, right? 2k for the Hyperstone and 900 for the recipe. There you go. So Void and Mjolnir here would have had better chances. Don't underestimate the upgrade from Maelstrom to Mjolnir, it's massive. It goes from 4, like a proc lightning, 4 targets for 140 damage, to 12 targets, 170 damage. From 4 to 12 targets, that's crazy, and I'm seeing a lot of fucking targets here, so... and that's not counting the active, which also helps you clear... you know, do AoE damage and clear units. So. The very cool thing about Mjolnir on a hero like Void is like, let's say he's here right now with the Chrono. Presses Chrono, starts hitting the CK. He's gonna attack him like at least 10 times because he has a lot of attack speed. Not counting time lock procs. Anyway, if he procs even the Mjolnir like even just 3 times, which is very conservative, but even just 3 procs on the Mjolnir. Let's do the math. 3 times 170, 510 damage on 12 targets. Right, that's enough damage to kill Eidolons. It's almost enough damage to kill the creeps. Kills all the range creeps. Kills illusions, right? Just 3 procs. Just think about like more procs. Think about factoring the active, the static charge, the extra damage. Yeah. Alright, not sure. I was kind of looking at the time, but kind of lost track of it. I'm not sure how much. Let's see, there was a comment as I started. If we could see the timestamp on that. Fucking Twitch is not showing me timestamps on the messages. Maybe on the... doesn't show them anywhere. Well, nice. But anyway, I think we spent about an hour looking at this replay, give or take. I know there's more stuff happening, but again, when we watch replays, it's mostly about the initial part. Because here, even if you win, it's gonna be because of silly mistakes by the enemies, not because you guys, you know, executed the way you should.
Dire's structures are falling.
Oh wait, I did have a Steam message as I started. And yeah, it was, yeah, we just did about an hour.